The Creel were masters of telepathy across the galactic frontier. Their mind-reading abilities were considered unmatched. No secrets, no lies, no mental defenses could stand against them. Until they met a human. Commander Vrizek of the Creel Dominion sat perched on the edge of his observation throne, 6 eyes blinking in calculated anticipation. Before him, in Containment Cell 7A, sat a lone human, Lieutenant Sarah Connors, captured during the failed ambush on the Terran exploration vessel Argus Dawn. She appeared calm. Too calm. Begin mental probe, Vrizek ordered. Telepathic operative Zarn stepped forward. His tendrils shimmered with neural energy as he focused on the human's mind. The air crackled faintly with psychic charge. Then everything went wrong. Zarn's body jerked violently the moment contact was made. His limbs seized, eyes rolled back, and a horrible, low-frequency scream echoed through the chamber, unspoken but felt by every Creel in the room. Vrizek bolted from his throne. Abort! Disconnect now! But it was too late. Zarn collapsed, his body twitching, trails of black ichor bleeding from his cranial ridges. The chamber lights flickered as his neural symbiosis organ short-circuited. Medical units rushed in, but the damage had been done. Sarah looked up and spoke quietly. Told you not to dig around in there. Later, Vrizek stared at the medical report in disbelief. Subject Zarn, neural collapse. Permanent cognitive degradation. Trauma source, human mental architecture. Notes, subject experienced chaotic memories, emotional volatility, recursive logic spirals, violent symbolic abstraction, and extreme trauma feedback loops. Exposure lasted 0.8 seconds. It didn't make sense. No species, not even the Madden Drailoan, had minds that could injure a Creel operative. He requested a full analysis. The findings were terrifying. Human mental structures weren't linear. They weren't ordered. Their minds were a constant storm. Shifting memories layered with vivid emotions, imagination tangled with logic, trauma hidden behind sarcasm, and nightmares disguised as humor. Humans didn't just think. They remembered, feared, loved, and imagined in fractal intensity. Every memory was connected to hundreds of emotional responses. Every thought branched into dozens of hypothetical scenarios. Zarn hadn't entered a mind. He'd stepped into a maelstrom. Sarah sat in her cell watching the Creel guards with mild amusement. None of them came close anymore. One carried a portable psi barrier. Another kept muttering prayers to some star god. Even the surveillance drones flew higher now. Don't worry, she said to no one in particular. Zarn'll be fine, eventually. She knew what they didn't. Humans didn't survive Earth. They escaped it. Her memories? Childhood under orbital lockdowns. First day of school in a hazmat suit. Earthquake drills, riot drills, asteroid drills. Laughter in war zones. Birthdays celebrated in. He had felt her grief when her brother died in the Mars collapse. He had relived the orbital firestorm above Europa. Felt the crushing guilt she carried for surviving when others didn't. He'd seen the war, the blood, the survival instincts evolved over 1,000,000 years of being prey and predator. But worse, he saw what humans were planning. Vrizek convened with the Grand Psychothaumaturge of the Creel Order. How do we protect ourselves? The ancient Mindseer gave only one answer. You don't. Never enter the mind of a human again. But why? Because you will not find data. You will find a reflection. And the reflection will stare back. 2 days later, Sarah was released. Not traded. Released. No conditions, no threats. Just escorted to the nearest Terran envoy vessel with a strange, almost reverent silence. She stepped aboard the Argus Dawn II and saluted the captain. Well? He asked. She smirked. They'll never poke around in human heads again. Good, the captain nodded. Because we've got some new plans and I don't want them seeing what's coming. As they jumped into hyperspace, Sarah looked out at the stars. The galaxy had always underestimated humanity. But now one thing was certain. They wouldn't make that mistake again.